Speaker, this budget builds on the progress that we have made together. It's a plan to help with the cost of living, with 2 new tax cuts and higher wages, more bulk billing and more help with electricity bills, cheaper medicine and less student debt. It's a plan to build Australia's future, with more homes, new investments in skills and education, competition reforms and a future made in Australia. Speaker, our economy is turning the corner. Inflation is down, incomes are rising, unemployment is low, interest rates are coming down, debt is down, and growth is picking up momentum. On all of these fronts, our economy and our budget are in better shape than they were 3 years ago. Now, this progress has been exceptional but not accidental. The credit belongs to Australians in every corner of our country. We've come a long way together, but there is more work to do. This budget is our plan for a new generation of prosperity in a new world of uncertainty. It's a plan to help finish the fight against inflation, rebuild living standards and maximise our national advantages into the future. This is a responsible budget with 5 main priorities: helping with the cost of living, strengthening Medicare, building more homes, investing in every stage of education, and making our economy stronger, more productive and more resilient. Speaker, the global economy is volatile and unpredictable. The 2020s have already seen a global pandemic, global inflation and now the threat of a global trade war. The whole world has changed as a consequence. Tariffs and tensions abroad have been accompanied by storms here at home. Ex-tropical cyclone Alfred could wipe 0.25 percentage point off quarterly growth. North and far north Queensland have flooded too. Storm clouds are gathering in the global economy as well. Trade disruptions are rising. China's growth is slowing. War is still raging in Europe and a ceasefire in the Middle East is breaking down. Treasury expects the global economy to grow 3.25% for the next 3 years, its slowest since the 1990s. It's already forecasting the 2 biggest economies in the world will slow next year, with risks weighing more heavily on both. Australia is neither uniquely impacted nor immune from these pressures, but we are among the best placed to navigate them. We're emerging from this spike in global inflation in better shape than almost any other advanced economy. Because of our collective efforts, the worst is behind us and the economy is now heading in the right direction. But there's more work to do because we know that people are still under pressure. The cost of living is front of mind for most Australians and it is front and centre in this budget. We know the welcome improvements in the aggregate numbers don't always immediately translate to how people are feeling and faring. We've made a lot of progress together, but we know that many people are still doing it tough. Our plan to rebuild living standards starts with cost of living help and wages growth. It includes more hip pocket help for households, 2 new tax cuts for every taxpayer, more energy bill relief, increasing wages and reforming non-compete clauses, more bulk billing and cheaper medicines, student debt relief, and a fair go for families at the checkout and for farmers at the farm gate. Speaker, tonight the government is proud to be delivering more tax relief. Every Australian taxpayer will get a tax cut next year and the year after to top up the tax cuts which began in July. This will take the first tax rate down to its lowest level in more than half a century. These additional tax cuts are modest, but they will make a difference. The average earner will have an extra $536 in their pocket each year when they're fully implemented. Combined with our first round of tax cuts, this is $2,190, and the average total tax cut will be $2,548, or about $50 a week. We will also increase the Medicare levy low-income thresholds, which is extra tax relief for more than 1 million Australians. Now, our $17 billion in tax cuts are the biggest part of the responsible cost of living package in this budget, but they're not the only part. Mr Speaker, electricity prices in the official data went down 25% last year, but they're still putting pressure on households around the world. 2 rounds of energy rebates have helped take some of the sting out of energy costs. Tonight we're providing another $1.8 billion in energy bill relief. Every household and around 1 million small businesses will receive energy rebates until the end of 2025. This means cutting another $150 off bills this year.